Say this out loud and watch how fast people lose their minds. Renting isn't always a waste of money. Sometimes renting is actually a smarter move, but we've been brainwashed to believe that if you're not buying, you're just throwing money away. Meanwhile, half the people saying that are actually house poor, they're stressed, and one leaky roof away from a meltdown. Buying a home can be smart, but not if it costs you your freedom, your flexibility, or your cash flow. And depending on the market, it often does all three. The truth is, there are seasons in life and cities in this country where renting is just the better financial move. Not because renting is cheap, but because buying is being sold like religion. So let's strip the emotion, ignore the Instagram quotes, and run the math. Because when you actually put the numbers side by side, owning doesn't always look like winning. Here's the baseline. In most US markets right now, the rent-to-price ratio is just out of balance. A normal, healthy housing market has rents at about 0.8 to 1% of homes' value per month. But in cities like Austin, Miami, Nashville, that number is 0.4% or less. That means you'd need rents to double just to make owning break even. For example, a $500,000 home, 6.5% mortgage with 20% down, monthly payment is about $3,200 before insurance, taxes, and maintenance. You can rent that very same house for $2,200 now, and that's a $1,000 swing every single month for the same house. Over a year, that's 12 grand. 12 grand that you can invest, you could save, and use to build a business instead of feeding the bank. And it's not just market math, it's a lifestyle math too. If you're early in your career, moving cities, building a company, or still figuring out what you want, owning a house actually ties you down. You can't pivot quickly. You can't deploy capital fast. You're stuck worrying about interest rates and roof repairs and HVAC, etc. All while someone else is literally reinvesting themselves. Renting, on the other hand, buys you flexibility. Buying buys responsibility. Two different things. And there are chapters in life where flexibility just compounds more than equity ever will. Let's kill this idea that renting is throwing money away. You're paying for a place to live. That's not throwing money away. That's called existing. When you buy, you're still throwing money away. It just goes to different places. Insurance, taxes, interest rates, maintenance, HOA fees. On a 500 grand home, that's roughly 25 to 30 grand a year gone before you ever touch the principal. So yeah, you can own, but most people aren't buying freedom. They're just buying expenses. And smart renting is strategic. It's temporary, it's intentional, and it's leveraged. You rent where you want to live and you invest where the numbers actually work. That's what wealthy people do. They rent in one city, buy cash flowing assets somewhere else, and let those properties pay for their lifestyle. Owning your roof doesn't make you wealthy, but owning income producing roofs does. Buying isn't always bad and renting isn't always bad, but blindly following one or the other without understanding your numbers, that isn't expensive. Because sometimes the smartest move isn't the one that looks good on paper, it's the one that keeps your options open, your money liquid, and your stress level low. This is Thrive Network. Hit that like button, comment, and we'll see you on the next one.